and where God delivers you from root hurt, habit, and hang-up.
Hey, this is Coach Mike with Step Up. Today, I want to talk to you briefly about the wise mind. Now, as I talk about the wise mind, there's 3 channels to the wise mind. And it goes like this: the emotional, the reasonable, and the wise mind. Now, let me read something to you here. First of all, coming from the book of Smart Recovery, okay? This is coming from this book here, and it states this. Epictetus, an ancient Greek philosopher, said this: people are disturbed not by things, but by their view of things. You gotta remember, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the nose, it all works hand in hand together. And when that happens, it goes right to the mind, goes right upstairs here. And then we act upon this. Now, there's levels to that mind, as I said: the emotional, the reasonable, and then the wise. Now, I want to read something else to you. REBT. We're going to go through this. So what I'm going to do is channel into the wise, reasonable, and emotional, and then morph right into the REBT, which is rational, emotive, behavior therapy. Okay? And some of this I'm going to take out of Smart Recovery. Smart Recovery stands for self-management and recovery training. So let's go ahead. Let's get moving. Your mind has 3 states, of course: the reasonable mind, the emotional mind, and the wise mind. Everyone possesses each state of these minds, but most people gravitate towards a specific one at the most of the time. So let's read about the reasonable mind. It states this: a person uses their reasonable mind when they approaches a situation. Intellectually, they plan and make decisions based off of facts, okay? Then the wise mind refers to a balance between the reasonable and emotional halves. They are all able to recognize and respect their feelings while responding to them in a rational manner. And then the emotional. Now, the emotional mind is the one we have to really be careful of, because it states this: the emotional mind is used when feelings control a person's thought. Okay? That's why we have to be very careful. The emotional mind is used when feelings control the personal thoughts and behavior. They might act impulsively with a little regards to consequences. So this is why sometimes we get deep into our drug use. This is why we get deep into our abusives, okay? So that's why we have to really watch out for this. But if we can, we try to morph that into a reasonable, wise mind where we can actually absolutely say, I don't need to do this. But it's hard when you got the emotional mind stepping in the way. Now, here's where the REBT comes in at. Rational is how we think, which influence, okay? And then we have the emotional, how we feel, which influences. And then we have the behavior, how we act. Okay, so we need to appreciate those. So let me get more deep into it, okay? And this is coming from first of all, wise is a short term to say wisdom, okay? Wisdom trumps everything. Because if you read the book of the Bible, and if you know about God and Jesus, plenty of wisdom there, okay? Plenty of it. And this is what it says about, I'm gonna give you an A, B, C, D, and E, F, G on wisdom. Okay, 1, A. Wisdom is a product of instructions. It's a lesson that are learned in the school of life. School of life. In the books of truth and in people who we know, you must first know before you can be wise. You must know things first. Experience. Okay, here's a good way of understanding it. Our past life is our experience life. That's your school right there. You can't go back and change anything from your past. That is your understanding. That is your wisdom. And that is also what? Your knowledge based in the present. Does that make sense to you? Again, your experience is your past. You learn everything from your past. You can't go back in and change your past. It's hard to do. In fact, it can't be done. But you can use your past experience on the present to make your future look a little bit better. How is that? Wisdom and perfection, it goes together, okay? And the first point of wisdom is to discern that which is errors and false, okay? Let me read that again to you. The first point of wisdom is to discern that which is errors and false. The second is to know that which is correct and true. Oh yeah, okay. Now I think we're going somewhere here. I really do think we're going somewhere. Let me read this to you about B. Wisdom is an essentially practical. It does not deal with theory or conjecture, but in proven and reliable values, it is the practical knowledge that works rightly for individuals, and it is also a result of proven knowledge over the past ages. See what I did? The past ages. Your past is your experience. Your past is your knowledge. And we use that knowledge today. Now, I was a junkie. I was an alcoholic. I was a sex fiend. I was a pill popper. I used syrup. I did all that. I walked in those shoes, so I know how that feels. That's my past knowledge. But guess what my past knowledge did to me today? I used all my past to put it present in my present to make my future better. And guess what I got out of it? A good career, a good life, a house that I never thought I would own, finances in the bank. When I say a good career, my career has helped me to help others. If that bridge was burned, now I can help them build that bridge back. If the family is broken, I can help them put it back together. That's what your past knowledge do for you. That's what your past experience can do for you right to this day. Do I regret my past? No, I don't, because I wouldn't be here to tell you what I'm talking about today. So, it does not deal with theories or conjecture, but in proven and reliable value, it is practical knowledge that works rightly for the individual. It's a result of proven knowledge over the past ages. Wisdom is insight. It provides for the possessors the ability to discern mentally the total scenario from merely parts of it. The insight guides action towards total scenarios rather than part. As a whole, there's a learning pit. You got to learn how to get it before you get in. When you get into it, you got to learn how to get out of it. And this is what this is saying. The total scenario, then parts. Deal with the whole deal. Deal with the whole concept, not half of it. It's just like facing your fears. Do you go around your fears? Do you go under your fears? Do you jump over your fears? No, you go through it. Go through it. Face your fears. Your fears now become nothing. That's what wisdom is all about. Wisdom, knowledge, experience. Okay. Wisdom is the right behavior at all times. It is good judgment in the face of foolishness. This requires summoning quickly alternatives for the alternative action. A wise person is also just, upright, and one who walks in the way of truth. Not away from it, but who walks in the way of truth. You know, I can tell when a person is lying to me maybe 100 miles away. Because you sit and look at them and say, you know what? The same thing he talked about, I did it before. That's called a lie. I lied my way to get drugs. I lied my way to be in this crowd and that crowd. Not anymore. That's past. Your past experience of lying turns you around to a knowledge of truth. That's why I say I have a great career today. No more lying. It's all about truth. And don't let people feed you into a lie. Wisdom is powerful. Experience is a lot of knowledge. Use those concepts. Wisdom, more listening than talk. It is less complaining, and more consideration for others. It is listening beyond words, sentences, and statements to concern motives and attitudes. The world would be better if we had less people with brains and more with wisdom. Woo! Ouch. Truth. Ouch. Let me read that one again right there. It is less complaining and more consideration for others. It is listening beyond words, sentences, and statements of concerns, motives, and attitudes. The world would be better if we had less people with brains and more with wisdom. Wisdom is powerful. Our Father, God, He gave His Son, brought Him down here to help us with our life. And all He did was spread truth. All He did was spread wisdom. Some of us didn't get it. Some of us still right to this day don't get it. Excuse me. I got it. I get it. I have it. And I'm blessed with it. But I want to give His some to you. I want to give it back. I keep mine, but I want to give you some. Let's help that brother figure out a way to build that bridge back that he burned. Let's help that brother and sister who's apart put back together. Let's help that brother, that family who's apart, get them back together. Let's help. Not continue to separate, but let's help. Wisdom is understanding. Wisdom is the ability to decide what is important and what is unimportant. This separates the critical from the trivial, the essential from the insignificant. Knowledge can be memorized, but wisdom requires thinking than thoughts. Oh, I love that. A wise man gets more use from his enemy than a fool from his friends. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. The ability to decide what's important and unimportant. This is separating the critical from the trivial, the essentials from the insignificant. Knowledge can be memorized, but wisdom requires thinking things through. I don't go on quick impulses. Mindfulness is powerful. Be on the here and now. See, people have mental issues today. And I sit back, when people step in my office, the first thing I know they have is a mental problem going on. They can't deal with yesterday. They can't deal with today. Yesterday is history. Let's work on today. Tell me your problem so we can find a solution. I'm a thinker. I'm not a quick thinker. I have to think things through. But here's what I do. Here's what I do. I talk to my Father, G-O-D, all three capitals letters. He give me the solution. I work it. Our problem today is that we don't give it all to God. Remember, He died, His Son died on the cross for us, of everything. But why do we want to continue to try to solve problems on our own? We can't. We got to give it to Him, and He'll help us go through it. Remember I said, face your fears. Wisdom is solving problems permanently. Listen to this. It uses solutions that clearly solve problems without problems emerging from another period of time. This requires looking for lasting solutions rather than quick and first solutions. He is wise who knows the source is useful knowledge, who knows who has written and where it may be found. My brothers, my sisters, my youth, my young adults, my child, the Bible is the first source. It teaches you how to pray. It teaches you how to understand wisdom, experience, and knowledge. Then there's other sources like Smart Recovery. It gives you that resources like AA and NA, bringing people who've been there and done that. And look at how we can use that together. But the most important thing that I do each morning is pray when I get up. Talk to my Father, because he sets out my day. And you know what I say? This is what I say. This is God. I would be handling your problems all today. I will not need your help. So have a good, blessed, prosperous, safe, and happy, healthy day. That's my prayer every morning. Every morning before I get up and go to work. That's my prayer. And my prayer at night is, thank you, Father, for letting me see another day to help maybe that one person to understand your ways and to understand the ways that he has is not your way, that the problems may be solved through you. And thank you for letting me and my wife and my family have a peaceful sleep. And thanks for that brother or sister you brought to me to help. That's my prayer. He who is wise, who knows the source of useful knowledge, who knows who has written and where it may be found. It's right there in the Bible. It's right there in your Smart Recovery book. It's right there in AA. It's right there going to meetings. It's right there going to your Sunday meeting, which is church, talking to your pastors, listening to the words, listening to the deacons, listening to the choir jam. That's where it's at. Listening to your family members. Listening to their problems and how y'all can solve it. But God, what did he say? If there's 2 or 3 gathered, I'm in the midst. So he's in your house. And the angels is recording. Come on. This is not hard work. See, we make things so hard. We do, when it's very easy. Let me go on. Wisdom foresees the consequences of an action. It is able to avert a coming disaster or take advantage of a coming opportunity. This requires thinking ahead in both action and time. He that knows not and knows not that he knows not is an unwise person. Do not listen or follow him. That's talking about being in the wrong crowd or being with the wrong person. And believe it or not, there's a lot of abusiveness going around, especially mentally. Back in the day, it was a lot of physical, which it is today, but I see more mental. People try to work with this. This is what they want. And I tell people, God gave us this body. This is a miracle. This is a blessing. But he didn't say, well, I'm going to have the brain run your life. No, he didn't do that. He gave you this body to be in control. This is his temple. This is his. We're just using it. But we use it in the wrong way. I'm here to tell you, my brother, I used my body the wrong way. I seen how darkness can be. God brought me back to life. Hear me well. He brought me back to life. He gave me a life again. But he said, I gave you a life. Now I want you to help others to retain their life. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Listen to me. Wisdom is knowing that the principles of God. Listen to this. It allows these principles to be standards for knowing between right and wrong. The wise person follows these principles in both thoughts and behavior. Wisdom is to the mind what is healthy to the body. Hello. And it says this. Truth is conformity to facts. Truth is the kernel of knowledge that have been verified as accurate and real while being unified with other kernels of verified truth. Kernels of knowledge are not unified with other verified knowledge is of the lowest kind and eventually is displaced, replaced, and changed. Knowledge that's built on previous knowledge is most likely to be the truth. Knowledge becomes the basis for which truth is recognized and held. Come on now, that's not hard. I like this. Truth is conformity to facts. But you know what? A lot of people would rather hear a lie than the truth. Truth hurts. Good. The lie is like sugar, it's so sweet, and it tastes good going down. I rather have the truth. I know what the lie looked like. Some of my past was the lie. But guess what? It turns it around for the truth. And I feel comfortable with the truth. You know, stress. Let me read some on stress real quick here. Because the mental part is stress, anxiety, and the other word that I don't like to use a lot, but people go through it a lot, and it causes, I don't know, havoc. Anxiety. Why do people have a lot of anxiety? Why do people have a lot of stress? Why? Why do people have that? It's not. Let me read this. What Stress Management Tip says. Keep in mind that stress isn't a bad thing. It states right here. Stress motivates us to work towards solving our problems. Reframing thoughts to view stress as an acceptable emotion or as a tool has been found to reduce many of the negative symptoms associated with it. The goal is to manage stress, not to eliminate it. It's going to be hard to eliminate stress from anybody. I mean, I go through stress, but you know what? I give it to God, and He handles it for me. It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. People are going through a lot today. This is why I'm talking about the mental parts of our life, which is the reasonable, emotional, and wise mind. Don't put your eggs all in one basket, Stress Management Tip says. It's because it's like this. People who are over-involved in one aspect of their life often struggle to deal with stress when that area is threatened. Balance your time and energy between several areas, such as your career, your family, friendship, and personal hobbies. God is not going to put a lot on your plate or more than you can handle. He's going to give you just the right amount. Now, a lot of us like to be so greedy until, hey, I want more and more and more. No, I stay busy. I'm busy 24/24. I like to say 24/24, but I'm busy on God's time. I'm busy for God's work. I'm busy trying to help His brothers and sisters, His daughters and sons. That's what I'm busy with. That's why I work in the field I love, which is recovery. And you know what? In this field, you have to have a heart. It's not about the monetary. It's not about the finances. Because you know what? In good time, God will bless you with that. See, God spoke to me in many ways. You know what He said? Don't worry about finances. This is what He said to me. Your blessings are greater because you're saving my children. If you're doing this work, whether it be a pastor, whether it be a social worker, whether it be a caregiver, working with people, period, your blessings are greater. Think about that. Well, I'm not getting nothing because I'm doing this. No. It ain't about that. God knows when it's time to reward you. And it's on His time, and His time is the best time. Set a little time aside for yourself. How about that? Personal time usually get moved to the bottom of the list when we get hectic problems, when we get hectic, okay? However, when personal time is neglected, everything else tends to suffer. Set aside some time to relax and have fun every day without interruptions. I like that. Don't worry. Everything will be amazing. Set time for yourself. Don't worry. See that word worry? No. Anxiety? No. It's okay to stress a little bit because we're learning about something. We're learning something. Keep things in perspective. Focus on the basic. Prioritize your responsibilities. Talk about your problems even if they won't be solved. It's okay to talk about it because guess what? God hears you. He hears you. We don't have a deaf God. We have a God that hears, but you have to hear Him when He's talking to you. I want to give you some more nuggets here. Give you some more nuggets. We're almost done. We're almost done. Rules. 7 rules. 7 rules. Ready for this? Here we go. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up your present. Remember, your past is your experience now. You learn from your past. Your past is your knowledge on the present to make your future a little bit better. What others think of you, number 2, what others think of you is none of your business. Here's the thing. People are going to talk about you. They talk about me every day. Whether it's good or bad, I'm getting a blessing. Okay? Think about that. If people talk bad about you, that's okay. God hears it and he's blessing you. People good talking about you, that's all right. God, it's good. Good because God hears that and he's blessing you. Them too. I don't have time to go around worrying about what people are saying about me. No. I have to move on and do God's work. I've been clean for 41 years. 41 years and moving on strong. I've never looked back. My recovery road is moving on. My journey is still moving. I don't have time to worry about what's behind me, what's beside me, because there's nothing there. There's nothing there. 3, time heals almost everything. Give it time. Move slow in your recovery walk. This is not a fast, this is not a marathon race we're into. You build your recovery road. You have built your road. Get on it. Move forward. Take your time. You don't have to run. If you run, you're going to miss something. You're going to fall. And what is that fall? That fall can either be a lapse or a relapse. But guess what? When you get up, you got to learn from that. Here's the thing. When you move forward, God is throwing good things at you. Good things. I know this all too well. That's why I'm here today telling you about it. Number 4, don't compare your life to others. Don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. You don't. Brothers, I don't judge nobody. I ain't got time to judge nobody. It's even in the book. The Bible. Basic instruction before leaving earth. It's in that book. Be not judged. Do not judge. I don't judge nobody. Here's the thing I do. I love everybody. Doesn't matter what race they are. Doesn't matter what age they are. Doesn't matter what color they are. Doesn't matter what gender they are. They're my brothers and sisters, and I love them with love. There's no hatred. I give nothing but love. Well, what if somebody hits you or slap you? Oh, well, you know what? Maybe I deserve it. Maybe God is saying something to me. What if they spit on you? Wipe it off. Move on. I've done that. I'm not lying to you. I've done that. Stop thinking too much. It's all right not to know the answers. They will come to you when you least expect it. That's God talking. I don't know everything. All I know is what he gives me to give to you. Like now. This is a beautiful thing, brothers and sisters. In the United States and overseas, this is a beautiful thing. I hope you get something out of this. I don't have the answers to everything, but I'm giving you what God wants me to give to you today. No one is in charge of your happiness except for you. Hello? I'm happy on today. Like I said, I've never thought I'd be doing the things that I'm doing today. Because remember, I used to be a drug addict. I used to be a junkie. I used to be a pill popper. I used to drink syrup. I used to want to be on cloud 100. I was a sex fiend. I did all those things to myself. But like this one says, no one is in charge of your happiness except for you. That is so true. I'm happy today and will be tomorrow. I'm happy. Stay happy. When you're moving forward on your road, that's the road of happiness. That's your recovery road helping you to move forward. Remember the footprints in the sand? God took some steps. Follow those steps. Smile And I do today every day. From the time I get up to the time I'm going to bed, I smile. And it says this: you don't own all the problems in the world. You don't. The world has problems. Let God solve them. I'm going to give you a list. I'm going to give you a list. And listen to this list. A list to live by. I got 3 more pages to go and we're done. Listen to this. The most destructive habit is worrying. Worry is the most destructive habit. The greatest joy is giving. And we have a giving God. The greatest loss, the loss of self-respect. The most satisfying work, helping others. Let me say it again. The most satisfying work, helping others. The ugliest personality trait, selfishness. The most endangered species, a dedicated leader. Our greatest natural resource, our youth, our young love, our young adults, our youth. The greatest shot in the arm, encouragement. The greatest problem to overcome, and we talked about this already, fear. Face your fears. The most effective sleeping pill, a peace of mind, which we're talking about today, a peace of mind. The most crippling failure disease, excuses, and everybody got millions of them, excuses. The most powerful force in life, love. I just got finished talking about me and love. Love. The most dangerous pirate. The most dangerous pirate is a gossiper. I do not hang around people that like to talk about other people, other things that they don't know nothing about. I'm not around gossipers. I don't believe in that. The most incredible computer, the brain, which we're talking about today, the brain. The worst thing to be without, hope. Hope. The deadliest weapon, God talked about in the Bible, the tongue. The 2 most powerful filled words, I can. And you can. Yes, you can. I can. I've overcome my addiction through the work of God. I can. See, I can't, never can, because he never tried to. But I can is the most 2 powerful words. The greatest asset is faith. You got to have faith in yourself. You got to have faith in God. Faith. You got to have faith every day. The most worthless emotion, the most worthless emotion, self-pity. Feeling sorry for yourself. Self-pity. The most beautiful attire is a smile. We just got finished talking about that. A smile. Smile. It's okay. The most prized possession, integrity. The work I do today is filled with integrity. The most powerful channel of communication, and I talked about this already, prayer. Prayer. Every day, prayer. It's talking to our Father. The most contagious spirit, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Be happy in your work. Mark Twain said this. Samuel L. Clemens, Mark Twain. He said this: always do right. This will gratify some people and astonish the rest. I love my work. I love what I do. How about your destiny? Here's what destiny says. Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your action. Watch your actions. They become habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. And I'm glad I got my character moving forth on the recovery road that was given to me and created by God. Never, ever be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, and I told you that. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence. Say yes to positivity. And I'm going to end it with this. Put your past behind you. The past isn't going to get better because you can't solve nothing. It's already there. It's done. What is the past is all said and done. What remains to be seen is what you can bring to your present and to your future. I hope this lesson today about the wise mind helped you to focus on your road to recovery, your road that you have now. And I hope that you continue to move forward and let God bless you. Okay? Look at me today. I told you my story about the past. Oh, there's a lot more I could tell you, but my recovery walk is big. It's great. 41 years. And I thank God for those 41 years. If there's somebody out there that needs prayer, pray now. God got you. Give it all to him. This is Step Up with Coach Mike. I'll see you next week.
Welcome to Community Recovery, where every setback is a set up for a comeback, and where God delivers you from hurt, habit, and hang-up.